Well, things are looking up. I mean, not the market itself as far as what's available, or the hobby in total for having some prismatic evolutions out there, anything like that, or prices even being in a realistic zone. But it is Tuesday, which means it's our trending Tuesday, and we are looking at all things sealed and single card prices for the Pokemon TCG that are going up currently as we speak. Before we get into that, let's talk about this. The Pokemon ETB I'm giving away right now. I have a Brilliant Stars sitting here. It may be that. Ideally, I'd like to give a Pokemon Center version of an ETB, but that's based on availability at the time of the giveaway. What is the giveaway? The giveaway is going to be, once we reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to go to this video here and pull a comment, so make sure you comment there, and announce a winner for an ETB. I think I need to just do a poll and see if Pokemon Center, it's probably going to be like a Shrouded Fable or something, or just going with a straight Brilliant Stars out of my collection would be the better option. So let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. I am also going to be taking that extra step just to help out a little bit more, give a little bit back to the community. 5 Pokemon mystery card lots that I'm designing. No bulk, no nothing like that. Full arts, some illustration rares, things like that, that I can make sure you have some fun stuff to add to your collection. Be a part of V-Rule, and let's dive in. We're looking at Terrestrial Festival. I know I'm trying not to get too crazy deep into the Japanese market versus English. Specifically, I do focus on the English market for the most part, but these kind of go hand in hand. And I'm going to try to get through this first section, which is going to be a little bit more of a extensive discussion here, and then we're going to fly through because there's a lot to discuss today. Terrestrial Festival, the booster box is going for about $100. All right, just shy of that, 92.5, 95 right now it looks like, and it's been climbing. Hopefully we'll see a reprint from these coming out soon on the Japanese side and bring these box prices down back to like 55, 60 bucks, something like that. Although the Japanese market must print like crazy to satisfy the fact that this is an alternative that a lot of people like myself would rather explore when it comes to these artworks, because having this in hand would be way more beneficial than chasing anything English. No matter how much they print, the prices are just out of control. Looking at the Umbreon EX, again, Japanese specific, it has been going up because now that we see that those print runs, those pull rates are terrible on the English side. A lot of quick shift, a lot of quick focus, going, okay, let me get this artwork and pull it through here right at that release time in that 280, 290, and now people are going at it and the price is driving up. The market is asking for it, so the demand is there, the price goes up. Same thing on Sylveon. We've just had this crazy spike, and it's only from that release, really right on with that release at the like 17th is what it was, right? Some people saw it coming with these pre-sales and early openings, getting some ideas there, but the 17th was the release for Prismatic Evolutions, and here we have some of the higher pulls that are sought after getting up into some higher price ranges there on the Japanese side, just to satisfy the want of those specific cards. So let's move over to what happens next. You have a new set, everybody's focused on it, it's really exciting, and people get shaken up and go crazy. They're spending like wild, they're buying from scalpers, they're trying to pull it together. Pokemon announces, we have tons coming out, don't worry, it's coming out all year long, we're going to keep restocking, keep flooding the market. Printing to demand is what they're telling us, although they've said things like this in the past, maybe not word for word, but they've said things to this effect and never really satisfied the demand that wasn't being met in the first place. So we'll see. I would be hopeful that in this case with Prismatic Evolutions that will be the case, that they will satisfy that demand, but we'll see. So what happens? People shift their attention. They start looking back at, hey, you know what? Surging Sparks doesn't look too expensive now because of the difference that they're seeing here. Or people are on the hunt for Journey Together already, which we're not going to be going and speculating on these pre-sale prices that might be sitting out there on Journey Together, if they're even available at this point in time. I think there's still a lot of focus on Prismatic Evolutions, that the attention turning is just a piece of the market, not the core market itself. But in doing so, you see these prices start to go up because there is a shift. There is a hunger to acquire something, to feel that satisfaction. There are a lot of stories of people who went on the hunt for Prismatic Evolutions day of release, couldn't find Prismatic Evolutions to be happy that they got something, so they turn and grab whatever's on the shelf just to satisfy the want of some sort of Pokemon cards. Not the best way to collect, not the best way to spend. You should be patient and see to it that you get the card that you want. We were watching this Terrapagos going down for a long time, getting to that almost $70 range, and now it's starting to spike back up. We're at that $85-ish. You can get it for a little less, 80 looks like there. So some opportunity on Stellar Crown might be moving up a little bit, so you might want to be a part of it if it's getting out of reach. I know things like booster boxes and stuff have been growing for some time now. The Squirtle, the second best chase card of the set, and a favorite of mine. I was very, very lucky in the few openings that I did. I pulled 2 Squirtles in the bunch. There's not a lot of illustration rares, so pull rates feel better when it comes to it, because the pull rate for an illustration rare might be the same as other sets, but having fewer of those cards, those different variations, allows for higher rates of specific cards like the Squirtle or the Bulbasaur, although the prices are going up. So trying to buy this as a single in the $52 range might not be what you're looking for. You might want to take your chances opening up a booster box and see if you can pull the Bulbasaur. You should be pulling 3, maybe 4 illustration rares out of the set, so you could get lucky with that. Maybe if you're not so lucky with a Bulbasaur, you'd get a Squirtle anyway. So there's some options there when you're looking at Stellar Crown. Shrouded Fable, again, what can I get? What can I get? What can I open? Well, you can open things that nobody wanted before, but now it seems there's a hunger for it. There's a thirst for it. There's the need to satisfy the market of opening something. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. Oh man, Shrouded Fable, that's the set to pass. Yes, but at some point in time, it's going to be the available set to go through. It's going to be the sought-after set to actually obtain and open, because it's slim pickings, and you have to realize that you can't keep spending in every single direction. Houndoom, similar situation. Nice little spike here recently, just because all of this is an effect of Surging Sparks, the little boom that happened there, and Prismatic Evolutions, the explosion in the market that happened there. Pokemon TCG has been searched way more than it ever was in 2021, which was a boom no one could even have seen coming, and no one thought we'd ever see again. And we're way beyond that. We are way beyond that now. Greninja EX still growing, still going, a little recovery here at the end, but we're talking in the $10 swing up or down right now. So this is still a really hot card. People want it, people love it, and why wouldn't you like the Eevee that set it all last year in 2024, leading into the Evolution set of 2025 with Prismatic Evolutions. The Twilight Masquerade Eevee getting close to that $100 mark already. Wow, on an illustration rare that's going to be coming up close on that Magikarp out of Paldea Evolved. Yes, so you gotta keep an eye on these things and see where the market's trending. Elite Trainer Boxes, specifically Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes. I've been saying this since the beginning of the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes. That stamp promo is cool. The end. It is the modern day first edition stamp that we will not see mass reprints of. We will not see a huge influx of them into the market. People who want them will hold them. People who will pay a little bit more to get them are also going to hold them. They're not going to be opened en masse the more that time goes on. So 2 Prismatic Evolutions ETBs was the limit. A lot of people have many others. They were able to get that somehow, some way, but 2 was the limit. I got my 2. I'm holding them. I'm not going to open them. As much as I want that promo inside, I know I technically have it in my collection, but I'm not willing to open it because the sealed product has a better way to go. Even with a little dip down, we're at the highest point here that we've been in the past year, aside from wild FOMO prices, which is the typical. You have the FOMO prices leading into the set. It finally comes out. Everybody goes, wait a second. You can get this. Not a big deal. And then it starts floating around and you see it go up. And this is the same trend, the same pattern you see on most of these ETBs. You have the FOMO price, comes down to reality, which is still higher than MSRP, and then it grows. It'll grow after that. I don't go to a year. We can go to 6 months, but the 3 month shows a real good snapshot. Nice climb on the Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB. Same thing with the Surging Sparks. We had our FOMO prices, but we're almost recovered to that at this point in time. Since the release, because this one is so sought after that it climbed up quickly into that $150 range already. Evolving Skies booster box, it's kind of just fun to watch something like this now, that it's this modern, it's actually this recent. You're not going to see any reprints on Evolving Skies at this point in time. I believe all those are done for forever. I think they're done with it, that they're kind of tapering off any and all Sword and Shield era sets, and we have now a near $1,400 box. Is that really the lowest? It might be because of this shift in market here. $1,475. $1,475 is your lowest listing on a sealed box like that. Kind of fun to watch because some of these things like this, for someone like me, it's just laughable at this point. $1,800, I don't even think that's accurate. It is $1,800. Don't forget the $1.22 shipping. $1,800 on the Umbreon VMAX. It's laughable because there's no way I'm looking to obtain this one. I don't even want to trade in a bunch of stuff. You reallocate the funds to get something like this. It just wouldn't be worth it to do that. How far can this card go? Well, the sky is the limit, you know? Are we in a boom that's pushing it up this high, and then if and when things settle down, it comes back down to like a $1,300 card? It could. However, people who are spending this kind of money, I don't think they're going to offload it at a loss at any point. So there'll just be less and less available to be going for. How many do we have listed right now? Currently listed, we only have 9? What? No. Total sold is like 4, 14. Current sellers, there's 8. Current listed quantity, it says 9. Yeah, there might be. Okay. Fewer listings. The more people buy them up, the fewer they're listing there. Although TCG Player is not the best place for really high price items, it's not really a safe way to go for either side. Yeah, you know, you want to have a more trusted selling side for the seller, and you want to have a more trusted buying end for the buyer there. We have Fusion Strike, similar boat, lower numbers, but big spike up here. We're getting close to that $500 mark on the box, which we might actually be at $461 looks like. Some of these might fit in that category too. I don't know, but we're up there. We're definitely up there. Lost Origin. This one was climbing pretty well. $250 felt like a pretty hefty price, and it just shot up another $130 on this one into that $390 range. My goodness, really crazy here. Brilliant Stars following behind. The thing that happens often, always, every time, when one goes, people who can't afford that go to the next one. People who can't afford that go to the next one. And then everything kind of rises together. Brilliant Stars getting close to that $300 mark. Silver Tempest getting in that $250 range for a long time, sitting there at $140 on Pokemon Center. Even Scarlet Violet base. Now, I moved into the Scarlet Violet era because, yes, when you have Sword and Shield that's coming to a close and really not going to be available, you might find it in some old collection boxes. Every once in a while, here and there, those few little deals that you might get. I think those tins come to mind there from the $15 Walmart Black Friday deal tin. I think there might be an Evolving Skies sent in one of those, which I have plans for in the future. Stay tuned to be a part of the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. It comes to a point where the new era starts to climb up. I mean, we've seen this with Obsidian Flames. We're seeing it with other ones, not just favorite sets, you know, Paldea Evolved with the Magikarp and other things bringing it up in that range, but the ones that were easy, the ones that were common, the ones that were printed to the moon and were easily available. I remember I was feeling like, you know what? I don't often do it where I pick it up when it's the right price and add it to the sealed collection because I'm already allocating dollars to other new things coming out. I've since changed in this, you know, latter half of Scarlet and Violet that I'm trying to be a little bit more cognizant of that. I did it with Paradox Rift. I did it with a Temporal Forces box. I also did it with a couple Scarlet and Violet booster boxes where they were sitting out there for $85 for a booster box, and I didn't want to pass it up, so I went for it. And those are tiny little moves that you can start working towards and predicting and watching the market and try to be able to grab those opportunities if and when they come. We're not going to see that kind of stuff for a little while. I don't want to say we're not going to see it ever, because there was a time in 2021 when people thought we're never going to see booster boxes for $90 ever again. And we did. So I'm not going to say that won't be the case. I think we'll see $90 booster boxes again. What set? Nothing this year probably, but maybe into the next era. That early wave of the next era could get us into some affordable boxes as the market is trying to decide how they feel about it and where we're going to go, and that'd be 2026. So stay tuned, you know, things change every day. I post every day. You can see how often it changes. There's enough for me to talk about. But this one, Scarlet Violet booster box here, the base set, moving up almost that $150 range, and really just recently, because it's been sitting around $100 for the past, like, you know, 4 or 5 months, and then it's really just moved up here in the past 3 months or so. Really started jumping up quite a bit in a $100, $120, $130, now almost $150 range. Paradox Rift, similar story here. We had a little bit more of a staggered growth here, but for whatever reason, these were sets that people just didn't find that interesting to go for. The chase cards also don't have high sticker prices. So those will all kind of work together. You'll start seeing a raise in the sealed product, and then you'll start hearing less about reprints or less about restocks, less availability overall. Stores are starting to offload it and be able to get them out in bundle deals or whatever it might be. And then you start seeing singles climbing, which in turn brings it back to the sealed to climb in price as well, getting close to that 150 there. Speaking of 150, let's go 151. 151 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, the exclusive ETB, is getting pretty crazy at that $350 price tag when you start adding in the shipping here. So very crazy stuff here. It's getting close. 340 it looks like right there. So wild stuff, but totally expected. Totally expected on a set this great, this wonderful, that everybody seemed to want. And we're, what, 270 now in this range here? Yeah, we're at the 272 for the UPC out of 151. And just looking at the top three singles out of 151, would you rather pay 272 for the chance at a Charizard, or would you rather buy the Charizard outright? That's what you have to do if you're in this price bracket of willingness to spend on a set like 151. Are you going to spend 225, 230, something like that for the Charizard, or are you going to go get something sealed that you're going to take a chance at cracking open? I think at this price range, you shouldn't be opening it. That's up to you. You shouldn't be opening it, but this is why there's craziness around Blooming Waters, because everybody wants the Blastoise and the Venusaur. No, they want the 12 packs inside that are going to go even crazier in price. Once that all settles down and sells out, February 7th is the official release. Costco's been trickling it out across the country, across the world. Canada had a big release early on. So as that happens and those sell out, and then the secondary market sorts itself out with the wild, stupid prices of $130, $140, $150 a box, once that settles, we're going to see all of these even climb higher because there are no plans for reprint. There's no plans for additional product on the market. Similar story here on the Venusaur, which is not quite its highest, right? Yeah, we had a little bit higher, but in reality, when you get down to the actual listings, we're pretty darn close. So pretty wild stuff that a lot of the marketers is doing this. This is just a small snapshot of so much going on, but things are looking up for the hobby, and maybe they can look up just for you, a little bit specifically, brighten your day with a chance at a Brilliant Stars ETB, or check the description below. I got a little more information. It's a little bit confusing, but an ETB from me to you once we reach 5,000 subscribers. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's what you got to do. Look at the beginning of the video. I lay it out exactly what you need to do to enter into that giveaway. In addition to the ETB, I'm also doing 5 Pokemon mystery card lots, trying to give people a chance to enjoy the hobby a little bit. I know there's a lot of channels who do giveaways and things like that, and I'm also one of them, but I want to do more than just the one. You know, it seems a little bit difficult when you have so many people commenting and trying to get to one product or one thing. So that's why I wanted to give a little kind of consolation prizes out to everyone. And tune in regularly. I know there's a lot of channels out there, and I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. I do post 7 days a week, so hopefully if you enjoy it, you can be a part of the channel and get a little bit of content any day, anytime you want, because I have new content coming out every day. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.